NASCAR has gone through many changes over the last few years, most notably the tracks added. Road America, Gateway, and more have been added to the Cup Series schedule in the last several years, bringing the total to 28 different tracks. Today we're going to look at a random crash from every single track, from the LA Coliseum to Kansas Speedway. This video will be broken into 2 parts, so subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2. Anyways, let's get into the video.
Into the wall goes Haley. Caution is out. As Haley and Larson had repeated contact racing for third.
After earlier contact with Justin Haley, defending champion Kyle Larson lost his cool and punted Haley into the inside wall. Haley had run well all weekend and looked like a favorite to win the clash at the Coliseum.
Known to be fast, very fast.
And what's at stake for him here? He's
trouble.
Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there?
40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car, upside down.
The 2004 Daytona 500 did not go to plan for the 2-time Daytona 500 winner after Michael Waltrip was forced into the outside wall at the top of 3 wide and spun down the track. Many cars were getting collected around him, but after Robbie Gordon hit him, he was along for the ride and flipped wildly after his car dug into the grass.
Fire come off of Michael's car, then it got into that grass softened by the rain, and it just dug in, just like we saw Ryan Newman's last year and sent the car over.
There's Harvick, Kevin LePage, Johnny Benson.
You can't get a move on him. Whoa, we got a spin.
Turn 1, up and into the wall, hard.
Wow.
It's Danica Patrick.
Well, you can hear a tire down here.
I was going to say, was that another tire?
Sounds like it.
She was in 19.
She was running 19.
Danica Patrick and Casey Kane were not on the same page, as Danica came up the track while Casey went down. This resulted in contact that sent Patrick hard into the outside wall. The wreck could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for heads-up driving by Regan Smith, who came inches away from hitting the nose of Danica's car.
Back down, they block. The 60 goes around. Briscoe hard into the wall.
There was some hard racing at the front of the field at Las Vegas, but after leader Christopher Bell got loose, someone was bound to go around. Chase Briscoe got squeezed by Junior Motorsports teammates Tyler Reddick and Elliott Sadler and got sent into the inside wall incredibly hard. After a rocky part-time rookie season, Briscoe would win his first Xfinity race the next time he got behind the wheel at the Roval.
Down in 1-2, Elliott's able to make that pass 2 at a time. Easy! No!
Oh, no!
What are you doing?
Left gets into him.
Oh, that's terrible.
And Almirola gets contact as well, and the caution is out. Clements gets involved.
So, Morgan Shepherd.
Jason Leffler made a silly move on championship contender Elliott Sadler, resulting in this huge crash. More cars piled in and forced NASCAR to throw the red flag. This crash ultimately cost Sadler the championship, losing out to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The 2011 season would be the first of 4 second-place finishes in the standings for Elliott, never winning a championship.
Try to block. Can he block Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch looks high. They go through 3 and 4. Here comes Jack Sprague up high, and here comes Johnny Benson. Benson's going to slide out of 4. Sprague's going to slide out of 4, and Kyle Busch is going to win this race.
What kind of finishes can we have here?
Bobby Labonte got hit hard by the 50 truck.
And then the 75 came along, but what amazing finishes we've had here at Atlanta.
Going into the last turn, Jack Sprague was trying to hold off Kyle Busch, but unfortunately lost his truck and spun out. While spinning, he also took out Bobby Labonte, who also had a hard hit on the outside wall and was hit twice coming across the line. This year was Kyle Busch's first time winning in all top 3 divisions of NASCAR, winning 3 truck races, 1 Busch race, and 2 Cup races.
The move is Austin Cindric.
Oh, we got another one. Is that the 19?
Yep.
Same situation. Wow.
And right under him. Oh, and into the wall. Goes the 40. Oh, my gosh.
Cole Custer. Nowhere to go there. Big fire.
The rain came down all weekend long for Circuit of the Americas NASCAR debut, and unsurprisingly, this sprung chaos. After running into the back of another car, the hood flew up on Martin Truex Jr.'s car and was forced to slow down. Cole Custer, coming behind him at full speed, had no idea of the incident and ran straight into the back of Truex, nearly flipping him upside down. Custer also took a hard hit, but luckily both drivers were okay.
Can he save it? Contact with Jones. Second caution of the day. Wow.
What just happened?
I think Poole tried to shoot down in the corner on those older tires. And
with less than 10 to go, Dale Jr. made a move on Brennan Poole, who ended up getting into the back of leader Justin Allgaier. This led to one of the biggest pileups in recent memory at Richmond. Dale Jr. ended up winning the race, his last victory in NASCAR to this date.
Well, we mentioned there's been a caution in the final 10 laps in 7 of the last 10 races here. Now make it 8 of 11. Well, hard lick by the 82 of Scott Speed.
Scott Speed went into turn 3 way too hot and ended up crashing all by himself at Martinsville. This embarrassing crash was in the midst of a terrible 2009 season that saw Speed post a 29.0 average finish and a 35th place finish in the standings after not qualifying for 3 races. 2 of these races he hopped in place of Joe Nemechek in the number 87 car, but completely missed the 7th race of the season in Texas.
He's trying to stay on the lead lap. That could be a tall order.
Oh, no. Oh, heavy damage.
And he gets hit hard.
Right in front of your leader, Martin Truex Jr. barely got through that.
Barely got through there, and he was able to stay in the lead also, I believe.
After Eric Almirola was forced low by Stuart Friesen, he spun out in the worst place on the track. He collected BJ McLeod, then was hit by Anthony Alfredo and Corey LaJoie. Martin Truex Jr., who was in the lead, just escaped the wreck by inches.
Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton. Cannot believe it. Contact. Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch.
Bobby Labonte was in the lead of the race coming to the white flag, but halfway through the final lap he had fallen back out of contention for the win. Labonte was probably unaware that he was 4 wide, but still came down on Bobby Hamilton. Labonte was flipping before he even hit the wall and rode on his roof all the way down the backstretch.
Rode the roof the whole way, never flipped over. Just on the roof, and that's how it rode the whole way down the backstretch. Hard crash for Benson there. Mike Wallace. Front straightaway, that's Justin Marks. First time this season we've seen a caution in one of our heats.
Justin Marks tried to catch his car after getting loose off of turn 4, but ended up making hard contact with the inside and outside walls. This was in the midst of a season for Marks that was crucial to his career, running 17 races in the Xfinity Series for Chip Ganassi. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it by scoring only 1 top 10 all season, but this was his first and only career win at Mid-Ohio.
When he got tangled up with a lapped car down in turn 1.
Qualified 8th, just having a great day, and just was marching forward. Goes to the bottom of Dwayne Light there, the 81 car, and the car just carried up the racetrack right there. Just momentum shoots you up the racetrack.
Lyndon Amick was having a solid day running 6th before he lost it under Dwayne Light, who wasn't on the lead lap. This 2002 season was Amick's last real shot in NASCAR, running 10 races for Dave Carroll, but wasn't able to score a single top 10 in these races. Ron Hornaday Jr. took over the final 24 races and scored 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s. Before taking over the ride, Hornaday ran 6 races for Rick Hendrick with the best finish of 12th.
Between driver and crew chief, and for Greg, a new crew chief to Roush Racing to work himself into their systems and their engineering plan and program, if you will. But I talked with Greg this morning. He felt that things were good, and Tony Stewart is in trouble.
Oh, Tony Stewart, what everyone hoped would not happen, and he has trouble, and he gets the 99 car involved.
Tony Stewart was having an issue with his car before being spun by Kurt Busch. As he was going up the track, Edwards hit him. All three of these drivers were in the chase, but this wreck caused Edwards to fall outside the top 5 in points, as Stewart remained in 4th but lost out on a load of points. It wouldn't matter though, because none of these three had the speed to compete with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, who put nearly 300 points between them and rest of the field in the final standings. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.